Let me tell you why I never put graduation dates on my resume. And it's not because of age, it's because of social class. Soon after I finished my PhD, I was looking for a new job, and I found a position that was looking for a senior industrial organizational psychologist specifically to study social class mobility in America. Remember, I'm the first IO psychologist to publish on social class mobility as an identity at work. I was the perfect candidate for this job. And I would never say that about anything else, but at that time, like, holy shit, I was pumped. I mean, I submitted my resume. Within hours, they booked me. I prepped for the interview. The recruiter called, and he really didn't seem as engaged, and he kept getting distracted. But I pushed through. I got him back on track. I answered all the questions. I got him hooked. He even told me, wow, you are the ideal candidate. And then he said, but because so much of your full time work experience was while you were doing a PhD, we could only offer you a junior scientist position. I'm sorry, what? And I pushed back and I was like, respectfully, these weren't just part time internships I had in college, and those should be respected, by the way. These were full on jobs. Like, I had managed national projects by that point, I had worked in big four firms. And I reminded him, I'm the only IO publishing on this stuff. And he laughed and he was like, okay, I'll talk to HR and see what we can do. But the facade was destroyed for me. And I was like, what kind of work environment would this be? Because aside everything I just said, why would you interview me for a senior position and have me put in that labor and then at the end tell me it's for a junior? And I checked the email where they sent the calendar invite for the interview, and it said senior scientist position. And I wrote a letter to HR withdrawing myself from being a candidate. And I told them that policy discriminated against people who are not from wealthy backgrounds, people who have to work while they are in school to survive. And they called me to say it was all a mistake and to smooth it over. And I was just like, yeah, I still want to be out of it. Thanks for the call. And of course, they had in their mission about how pro equity they are and how important fairness was to them. But at that point in my career, for a position like that, I was like, I'm not even interested. But ever since, I have taken the dates off my resume of when I finished my degrees, because most recruiters will assume that you didn't do your jobs until after you graduated. Not only will they think you're older, which could help in some cases if you're under 40, but they won't know to try to lowball you like this. So please, I hope my annoying experience helps some of you in your next endeavor.